You have to be able to talk about it. What I just mentioned earlier about the way that you talk to somebody really determines how the conversation is going to go. If there's mutual respect and an understanding of what you're trying to get to a solution, I think you can get there. If there's not, if your way is the only way and everybody else's ideas stink, then you're not going to get very far, because everybody has a rational and justified idea about the best solution. But we have to kind of go through all of those and really find out what the best is and be willing to deal with some give and take. So as long as there's a will to reach a solution through compromise, you'll get something done. And if that's not there, you're not going to get anything done. And that wouldn't necessarily have to be a victory, because he felt that once you worked as hard as you can to be at the best that you can, you can live with the result. And if you don't beat your opponent, it's because they were better than you. It wasn't because of anything other than that. And it really helped us keep everything in perspective. He also wanted all of us to graduate. He wanted us to graduate from UCLA. He had a graduation rate of above 60%, which is incredible for a college coach.
And you're very close in age. You're just a few years younger than him. Mm-hmm. You developed a relationship. Ali is, as you know, the most prominent professional athlete at that time. Very unique. But yet he says he's not going to go into the military.
Right, but you know, I met earlier.
You met him earlier?
No, I met Bill Russell.
Okay.
I met Bill Russell when I was 14.
Okay.
And I really followed Bill Russell's, the things that he had to say. He wrote a book, Go Up for Glory. And it really helped me understand a few things.
Okay. So Bill Russell and other prominent athletes in this moment are affected by Muhammad Ali and the stance that he takes.
I think Muhammad Ali was affected by Jackie Robinson and Bill Russell before.
You think he was affected by them more so?
Oh yeah, because they were older than him, and their moments, their national moments came before his.
Okay, so when his come, because where I want to go is, when Ali's moment comes, you, from what I understand from reading your text, that you had this yearning to do more with social justice, with the issues, and you get the call from Jim Brown that black athletes are going to meet with Ali with the Cleveland Summit, and you're the youngest person there. Can you speak to what that moment meant, not just for you, but for black athletes to come together in a conversation with Ali, not to condemn or not to publicly go out, but a conversation about what he thought and why he was doing what he was doing?
Yeah, basically what the guys wanted to know was what his thoughts were on it. And basically I thought they were going to try and talk him into going along with standing up for the draft, because the Army was sensitive to his situation. They wouldn't have made him go to fight. They would have let him do demonstrations and raise morale for the Army. But he wasn't going to do that, because he thought the war was unjust, and he thought that poor Americans, especially black Americans, were disproportionately being sent over there to die. One or two guys that understood what I was talking about. Well, let me change that. All the black guys knew what I was talking about, but not all of them had the courage or thought it was wise to confront the status quo, because it was just established and it had been there so long and it had so much power. And I was of the opinion that we had to speak truth to power.
Well, the tunnel, and they're trying to decide what they're going to do, and they're not really clear. What would you say to them in that moment if you could talk to them?
I would tell them that it's never going to be convenient. It's never going to be a situation where they can state what they want to state about the injustices and expect people to accept it. There's going to be some pushback. You can't expect to change things without getting some pushback from the people who benefit from the status quo. They don't want change. They want it to stay just like it is so they can maintain their privileges. So they have to make a decision, and they have to have the courage and determination that no matter what they lose, the issue is equal treatment, and they have to make their point, and they have to stand by it. They won't get any respect from anyone unless they do that.
When you talk about courage and
We're all Americans. All of you are my fellow citizens. I don't care what you look like. We all recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and we all believe in it. And you are my fellow citizens, no matter what you look like. And that whole idea has been attacked recently, and it bothers me. You know, America is made up of immigrants, and we all have to understand that even the people who don't look like you or practice your faith or anything can be good moral people and can love this country and support it. So we have to accept that from our fellow Americans and not judge them on the basis that, geez, they're not like me, so I have to hate them. We have to eliminate that. The thing that I like the best though is crime fiction. So what was it? The one that was on HBO, True Detective? That was excellent. The one with Matthew McConaughey that they shot down in Louisiana? That was great.
what they're shooting, what are we shooting here in Fayetteville? We're
True Detective.
Yeah,
Did you
there's
ever get
one,
an email
they're
from that
shooting
guy? What?
next
Guy
one.
stopped talking.
Oh, the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I gotta say, it's really well written. You know, you don't like crime fiction that you can't believe, but I found that to be really well written. I enjoyed Breaking Bad, The Wire, you know, all that stuff that those of us who can have a lot of time to watch TV get hooked on.
Did you love to hate Walter White?
Huh?
Did you love to hate Walter White throughout Breaking Bad?
Oh, I felt sorry for him because he got every episode he got more corrupt, and he didn't realize it. You know, that's horrible. You know, when you see that happening, and it had a lot to do. It seemed to hook into the political thing because if we had national health care, he wouldn't have had to make amphetamines. So, you know, you're a high school chemistry teacher and they tell you you have a very bad cancer and you need $125,000 for an operation. That to me is desperate circumstances. You could understand how he could be corrupted a little bit, but it just kept going. It was fascinating.
It was. I didn't watch it when it first came.